In the world of royal fashion, there's a fine line between a trailblazer and a troublemaker, and nobody knows this better than Queen Camilla. To say that relations were strained between Princess Diana and Camilla Parker Bowles would be the understatement of the century. Describing the relationship between them, royal expert Christopher Anderson later told Fox News Digital the two women were fierce arch-rivals, and Camilla famously broke up the marriage of Charles and Diana. Obviously, Camilla's relationship with then Prince Charles prevailed, while Diana's ended in divorce, and so the People's Princess clearly had something to say when she stepped out in her iconic revenge dress in 1994, the evening after Charles publicly confessed to cheating on her.
I have always tried to get it right and try to do the right thing by everybody.
Wearing a little black dress with sheer black tights and a pearl choker, Diana looked like she had leapt straight off the runway, and the ensemble was quickly applauded by the media for showing Charles exactly what he was missing out on. Diana's attire also proved that her husband's cheating heart couldn't impede her own happiness. That's not the end of the story, though. Bizarrely enough, Camilla sported a strikingly similar ensemble when she attended a party at the Ritz London in 1995. Her first public appearance with Charles. At the event, Camilla looked like a straight-up Diana copycat, wearing an off-the-shoulder black dress, black tights, and yes, even a pearl choker. The outfit was interpreted by many royal pundits as something of a victory lap for Camilla, who had faced her fair share of bullying from the British press up to that point. Considering she had triumphed in the love triangle with Charles, however, it still came off feeling more like a spite dress than a revenge dress. A number of fashion rules dominated Buckingham Palace during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, rules that Camilla has not always been willing to maintain. Under Elizabeth's watchful eye, the royal family dress code prohibited women from wearing bright nail polish, overly revealing clothing, and even trousers. Notably, the only time the late Queen was seen in pants was in 1970, when a Canadian fashion expert encouraged her to wear a suit. Elizabeth didn't like the look, though, and steered clear of it for the remainder of her reign. Yet, in June 2023, less than a year after Elizabeth died, Camilla attended the Queen's Reading Room Literary Festival, wearing a royal blue pantsuit. Her husband's mother certainly wouldn't have loved this look. If anything, it constituted a major breach of protocol and an affront to the standards Elizabeth had spent her whole life protecting. It didn't help matters that Camilla was queen consort by this point, meaning it was her whole job to uphold royal protocol. Instead, she chose to break it. Among her other titles, Camilla is the Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Lancers Regiment. The Queen actually has a special connection to this regiment, as her father, Major Bruce Shand, served with them during World War II. Because of this, she was given her honorary military title she holds today. Crucially, though, Camilla herself has never served in the armed forces, a fact highlighted by critics after she wore one outfit on a 2024 visit to the regiment in Catterick, England, and then again in 2025 during the 97th Field of Remembrance. Although Queen Elizabeth had been the honorary Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Lancers Regiment during her reign, she almost always wore civilian attire at military events. This was despite the fact that she had served in the British military. She'd been a member of the Women's Auxiliary Territorial Service during World War II. The same can't be said of Camilla, yet the Queen Consort nevertheless chose to wear a specially tailored military-themed suit to both military events. One royal commenter, Amanda Matta, took to TikTok to criticize Camilla.
This is just a costume. It is purely cosplay.
In the view of Matta and many others, this outfit amounted to the appropriation of military valor on Camilla's part. Of course, it is worth mentioning that Camilla is far from the only royal to have previous form in that regard. When Camilla met Pope Leo XIV in 2025, she dressed according to protocol, mostly. Like other non-Catholic queens, Camilla was expected to wear black in the Pope's presence. Catholic royalty are usually expected to wear white. In this sense, Camilla followed the rules perfectly, opting for a calf-length black dress with a matching black veil. She also wore a cloth wreath on her head, adding a regal touch to an otherwise somber outfit. That said, there were two areas where Camilla departed from protocol. Although royal women aren't supposed to wear particularly flashy jewelry to an audience with the Pope, the Queen wore a multi-strand necklace and matching earrings. Women are also discouraged from wearing a lot of makeup to the Vatican, yet Camilla decided to rock a bold pink lip and quite a bit of eyebrow pencil. Interestingly, Camilla wasn't the first British queen to go rogue at the Vatican. In 2014, Queen Elizabeth threw protocol to the wind by wearing a lilac outfit to meet Pope Francis. On top of that, rather than covering her head with a veil, Elizabeth opted for one of her signature purple hats. While not all rumored royal fashion rules necessarily hold true, there is one that has always sat at the heart of palace life. The Queen gets to wear whatever color she likes. This certainly applies to Camilla, who has been known to favor royal blue outfits since becoming queen consort. In January 2025, the Queen wore a royal blue dress coat to a Holocaust Memorial Day reception in London. Then in May, she sported a button-up jacket and matching hat to the 80th anniversary of VE Day. In November, while hosting the English National Ballet reception at Buckingham Palace, she wore a royal blue collared coat dress. Although Camilla clearly suits blue, she has stepped on a few toes in order to wear these outfits, as reportedly, royal blue is also one of Princess Catherine's wardrobe staples. The fact that Camilla outranks Catherine means that the Princess of Wales doesn't get to wear her color of choice quite so often, which can't do much for relations between the two royal women. Purple is a color fit for royalty, and when it comes to Commonwealth Day, Camilla Parker Bowles has opted for the shade many times over. Camilla's all-purple set has become a bit of a tradition, which the Duchess has managed to keep up for years, not shying away from a bit of recycling. Her statement feathered purple hat was a trusty companion at the service in 2012, 2017, and 2022, and we will doubtless see it again in the future. However, according to the Express, Bowles is in an alleged breach of royal protocol every time she dons purple for the Commonwealth Day service. The outlet reports that royals are typically expected to wear white, red, or blue for this particular occasion, which marks a celebration and commemoration of fraternity between the Commonwealth countries. However, there have been other royals besides Bowles who have chosen different outfits throughout the years. At the 2020 Commonwealth Day service, Meghan Markle chose an emerald green outfit that echoed a dress her late mother-in-law, Princess Diana, wore in 1982. And in 2022, both Camilla and Kate Middleton seemingly followed suit. Bowles stood out in a purple Fiona Clare design, while Kate wore a stunning sapphire ensemble that included a Catherine Walker coat dress. Camilla Parker Bowles and Charles's wedding on April 9, 2005 drew a huge amount of media attention. As pretty much everyone is aware, both the bride and groom had been married before. Camilla was married to Andrew Parker Bowles from 1973 to 1995, while Charles finalized his divorce from Princess Diana in 1996. Consequently, there was a huge focus on Charles and Camilla's wedding, with exclusive scrutiny reserved for the bride's wardrobe. Notably, Camilla decided to forego the traditional wedding tiara for her big day. Camilla dressed in all white for the civil ceremony, pairing her outfit with a hat by fashion favorite Philip Tracy. Her second outfit, which she wore for the wedding blessing attended by Charles's mother, the Queen, included a diamond-tipped gold leaf fascinator, also designed by Tracy. However, a tiara was nowhere in sight in either wedding day look. While most royal brides borrow tiaras from the monarch for their weddings, Camilla decided to ditch this tradition. It's possible that the Duchess decided to keep her nuptials low-key because she'd been married before. Another possible reason could be that since the wedding ceremony wasn't held in a church, the bride didn't think a tiara was necessary. Either way, Camilla broke the mold. The Duchess of Cornwall has a luxurious collection of headwear, and it would seem that she has a penchant for feathers. She made heads turn in 2018, for instance, when she stepped out for a church service with a cream-colored bushel of feathers topping her elegant ensemble. Good Housekeeping went so far as to describe the piece as eccentric, noting that the Duchess had previously worn the hat to her nephew's wedding several years earlier.
You have no style or sense of fashion.
In 2021, she demonstrated her love of feathers yet again by wearing an ostrich feather hat in black while attending the annual Remembrance Day service. While hats are typically reserved for formal occasions in royal circles, Camilla is clearly a fan of flamboyant headwear. As milliner Philip Tracy told Love, "I first met Camilla many years ago when she came to buy a hat. I expected her to want something very conservative, but she wanted something beautiful. I respected that. I like her attitude." Being Charles's second wife, Camilla Parker Bowles has forever been at the unfortunate disadvantage of comparison to his first wife, the late Princess Diana. As a result, Camilla has on several occasions been accused of imitating Diana's style. Memorably, when Camilla visited the Vatican in 2009, she went for a black ensemble including a lace veil and pearl necklace. This look was likened to the outfit Princess Diana wore when she met Pope John Paul II in 1985. Despite what detractors claim about Camilla's alleged copycat attire, it is actually the protocol for the Pope's audience to wear black. For instance, the Queen, who typically only wears black when in mourning, wore a similar look when she met the Pope in 1980 and in 2000. Whether or not this particular outfit was inappropriate or not, Camilla can't seem to avoid those Princess Diana comparisons.
I have to put my hand up. So before lockdown, I wasn't a great lover of the internet.
Camilla Parker Bowles has faced a flood of negative press because of the illicit relationship she conducted with Charles during his marriage to Princess Diana. Though the Duchess has worked hard to shed that reputation over the years, criticism still follows Camilla in many of the things she does. For example, a wave of negativity came her way in 2019 when she sported a brooch redesigned from a diamond emerald necklace that was in Princess Diana's ownership before her death. Camilla wore the pin as part of an emerald green ensemble to mark the 50th anniversary of Charles's investiture. The original ornament was a family heirloom passed down by the Queen Mother, which Diana had been photographed wearing. After Diana's death, several pieces of her jewelry were returned to the royal family and have reportedly since been redistributed. While Camilla faced much scrutiny for this particular decision, it's actually not that uncommon for royals to have precious pieces of jewelry redesigned. For instance, alterations were famously made to Kate Middleton's 12-carat engagement ring that once belonged to Princess Diana. In a move that no other woman in the British monarchy would have dared, Camilla Parker Bowles recycled the white knee-length dress she wore to marry Charles. At the opening session of the 2007 National Assembly of Wales, the Duchess rocked the memorable Robinson Valentine dress a second time over. The confidence with which Camilla carried her repeat outfit wasn't surprising, since she's quickly become the undisputed queen of wardrobe recycling. In fact, in 2018, she re-wore a mint green ensemble within the span of 1 month. First at Charles's 70th birthday celebration in May, and then at the Royal Ascot in June. Camilla Parker Bowles' wardrobe isn't all bows and frills. Actually, the royal can often be spotted decompressing in casual denims, and she's one of the few top members of the British monarchy to do so. In fact, Camilla appears to be a self-professed denim expert. Appearing on BBC Radio 5 in 2020 during the pandemic, she disclosed, "I've been very, very happy with my jeans. It will be very hard to get out of them again. I think you get into a sort of way of life, don't you?" As for why we don't see many British royals out and about in denim trousers, an etiquette expert told the BBC, "Many places will not allow jeans as they are still seen as very casual wear, so it is better to play safe." Camilla Parker Bowles isn't averse to experimenting with big and bold fashion choices when the occasion calls for it. But given the fact that she is exposed to a seemingly unending storm of scrutiny, her sartorial choices don't always go down well in the court of public opinion. A Russian-style hat she sported back in 2010 at the royal family's Sandringham Christmas morning church service is a case in point. Camilla's eye-catching accessory was allegedly made of real fur, which led to a massive outcry. In fact, the Daily Mail criticized the Duchess for the item, writing, "The wearing by our royal family of a product that's deemed too cruel to be produced in this country, fur farms were banned here in 2000, is simply unacceptable." However, Camilla certainly seems to be drawn to furry products. In 2022, she was spotted at Southend-on-Sea wearing a smart black fuzzy trimmed hat. However, it was reportedly the faux kind this time. It's also worth pointing out that the Queen only relatively recently disavowed fur. The Queen's senior dresser, Angela Kelly, wrote in her book, The Other Side of the Coin, The Queen, the Dresser, and the Wardrobe, if Her Majesty is due to attend an engagement in particularly cold weather from 2019 onwards, fake fur will be used to make sure she stays warm.
So the revelation that Her Majesty is turning her back on it has thrilled animal welfare campaigners.
The forever tastefully dressed Camilla Parker Bowles had a rather peculiar fashion moment in 2021 when she was spotted wearing a pair of fuzzy slippers during a public appearance. The internet collectively did a double take when pictures surfaced of Bowles' odd choice of footwear when she visited the London Islamic Cultural Society and Mosque in April 2021. Camilla was there to look over social service activities at the mosque in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, but what left many scratching their heads was her apparently mismatched wardrobe. Basically, the contrast between her cheetah print face mask and soft slippers seemed far too wild to be true. The mystery of the black slip-ons was soon solved when it came to light that they weren't part of Bowles' original ensemble. People reported that Camilla started the visit in heeled shoes and, in adherence to mosque rules, swapped them out for the cozy footwear. The Diamante trim slippers by British brand Pumois retail for around $34, and according to Hello, worshippers at the mosque gave them to the Duchess. Camilla Parker Bowles' fashion has certainly evolved during her time in the public eye. Prior to her official entry into the British royal family when she married Prince Charles in 2005, it wasn't uncommon to hear vicious criticism of Bowles' sartorial choices. In fact, Camilla made it onto the notorious 10 worst dressed women list of legendary American fashion critic Richard Blackwell on 4 occasions, and he allegedly once nicknamed her the Duchess of Dowdy. In 1994, Camilla topped Blackwell's list, which also featured prominent names like Demi Moore and Holly Hunter. Blackwell reportedly wrote of the Duchess's style, "Camilla's fashion image is way off track. She looked in the mirror and watched it crack." Bowles also appeared on Blackwell's list in 1995, 2001, and 2006. However, in the years since, Bowles' fashion has been anything but drab.
Are you wearing the Chanel boots? Yeah, I am.
Fiona Clare, Bowles' longtime dresser, told Vanity Fair, "The Duchess has really found her style. I wouldn't say she is into clothes, but she has found her niche. She is very elegant and she knows what works."